हाय ऑल ऑफ यू। कैसे हो तुम सब? हमने अपने पुराने वीडियो में एसिड बेसिस और सॉल्ट का पार्ट 1 कवर किया था, है ना? मुझे लगता है तुम सब ये सेशन जरूर एंजॉय कर रहे होगे। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू इन द पार्ट 2 ऑफ लेसन 2 एसिड्स बेसिस एंड सॉल्ट. See, we have already completed lesson number 1. So, I hope you have completed the notes of lesson 1 as per the directions which is given by me in my interactive session also and during teaching the lesson 1 and 2 also. I have shared the notes of lesson 1 and 2 already in the month of April. So it's your responsibility now to complete the question answers and side by side you start learning it also. So as many time as you learn it, it is fit into your brain. So after some time it is not required to open your notebook and answer the questions. It is present in your brain. So today we have again acid bases and salts. First of all, we'll do a quick recap of part 1 of the same lesson which we have already done. So in our part 1 we have a discussion about what is the meaning of acids, some of the characteristics of acids, what do you mean by bases, characteristics of bases, and how do you measure the acidity and basicity on a pH scale, what are the different colors which is corresponding to different pH values. So these are the part and importance of pH in our everyday life. So these are some of the topics which we have covered in our previous video. For today, from acid and bases, we have left with the salts. The part salt is given in a little bit descriptive manner in your textbooks, and as per the examination point of view, it is the important part of the lesson. Mostly from this lesson, in the exams they may ask you about the name of the salts, their chemical formula, how do they form, and their uses. So today I will cover all the topics. You keep your eyes on the screen, so it will cover the lesson. And side by side, whatever parts you are thinking that it is important, you can take the screenshot of that particular slide. So let us start with the lesson only. First of all, the topic for today, first topic is indicator. As its name suggested, indicator means anything which indicates anything. Here, in the perspective of this lesson, the meaning of indicator is the substances which is showing you the acidic or basic substance. Now your question is how they are showing us the presence of acid and bases. You can compare this indicator with the indicators which is present on your vehicle or with the traffic light. Indicator which is present on your vehicle shows that you are going to the left direction or to the right one, and you are blowing the bulb of that side of your vehicle. In the traffic signal also 3 colors are there, and by changing the color of light it indicates you that you have to go stop or you go slow. So in the same way, the meaning of indicator is if we are going by the Definition, it is substances which show the acidic or basic behavior of other substances by change in color are known as indicators. Indicators are of different types: natural indicator, olfactory indicator, synthetic indicator, and universal indicator. In my audio clip also, which I have shared in the month of April, I have given you a description of this part, indicators. The indicators from the list of indicators from here, the natural indicator, this is the part which is in your science from the 7th standard only. The very common example of the natural indicator is litmus, and this name you are used to listen. It is the name which is very much common in the term of the indicators. So we have to study about different types of indicators and their types. So these are the substances which are changing their color when we add it into acid or base. Means अगर आप ये केमिकल, ये सब्सटेंसेस हैं, लिक्विड फॉर्म में हो सकते हैं, पेपर पे हो सकते हैं. आप जब इसको एसिड या बेस में डिप करोगे या एसिड और बेस में मिक्स करोगे तो दे आर गिविंग यू द डिफरेंट कलर्स, अलग अलग कलर देते हैं आपको, और वो आपको बताएगा कि यस दिस वन इज द acid and this one is the base. So indicators are generally used to identify the acidic or basic nature of the substances or the samples. So here in this slide I have described all 4 types of indicators. The first one is natural indicator. As its name suggested, only natural word is associated here, so that means indicators obtained from natural sources are called natural indicators. Some of the examples which is mentioned here is litmus, turmeric, red cabbage, and China rose. China rose is the hibiscus only. So litmus is the commonmost example. Litmus is formed from the lichen. Now your questions should be, what do you mean by lichen? So lichen is nothing else, it is the symbiotic relationship of a fungus and an algae. Symbiotic relationship means it is the relationship where both the partners are beneficial to each other. Means अगर आप यहाँ पे फंगस और एल्गी को लेते हो तो एल्गीज कैन परफॉर्म फोटोसिंथेसिस, सो दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग फूड एंड funguses are providing the shelter. So lichens are the symbiotic relationship of fungus and an algae. So litmus paper is obtained from, litmus solution is obtained from lichens. One more example I would like to give you here, which is very much common in your life. It is turmeric, haldi. Sometime it is seen that जब आप कुछ खाना खा रहे हो और उसमें हल्दी है, जैसे कि सब्जियां हो गई, और वो आपके कपड़ों के ऊपर अगर गिर जाता है, then it is giving the yellow color there. And when you wash it with soap, it is converted into the brown color spot. You can do this activity at your home also. Take a pinch of turmeric, mix it in water and drop it into a cloth piece, and then you let it dry, and then you wash it with soap, you can see a brown spot there. Soaps are basic in nature, so that's why turmeric is giving brown color with the base. So it is an example of the natural indicator here. So I have given you two examples of natural indicators, litmus and turmeric. Red cabbage. Generally you see the cabbages which are green in color, but other than that red cabbage is also there, which can be used as a natural indicator. And the juices which you obtain from hibiscus flower, it can be also used as the natural indicator. You can perform the activity with the hibiscus flower at your home also. The next type of indicator is olfactory indicator. Olfactory is somehow associated with smell. So these are the indicators which are giving you different smell when mixed with acid or base. For example, onion juice, vanilla. Vanilla generally it is present in the essence form which you are using with the cakes and ice creams. Clove, clove means long है यहाँ पे, onion मतलब प्याज, ठीक है. So olfactory indicators are the substances which are giving different colors when it mix with different smell when mix with acid or base. The next indicator is synthetic indicator. Synthetic means which we can synthesize, जिसको हम बना सकते हैं, which we can make. So synthetic indicators are made into laboratories or the factories. That's why they are known as synthetic indicators. Very common example of synthetic indicators are phenolphthalein and methyl orange. These two names are there which is repeating again and again in this lesson. And the fourth one is universal indicator. Universal indicator is nothing else, it is the mixture of various type of indicators. Now your question should be, why we mix different types of indicators? Because the indicators which I have mentioned above, natural, olfactory and synthetic, they are only to show you, yes, this one is the acid and this one is the base. But universal indicator will give you the broad criteria. आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ों की एसिडिक और बेसिक नेचर को मेजर करने के लिए ये हेल्प करता है. And it will give you the idea of pH value also. Means आपको एसिड कौन है और बेस कौन है ये तो दिखाता ही है, प्लस कौन कितना ज़्यादा एसिडिक, कितना ज़्यादा बेस या कितना कम एसिडिक और कितना कम बेसिक है ये भी शो करता है. So universal indicators are used in the laboratories. We are also using this in our laboratory while we are performing the experiment which is related with the measurement of pH of different samples. So universal indicators are the indicators which are the mixture of several type of indicators. Universal indicator shows different color over the range of pH from 1 to 14 for a given solution. The idea of 1 to 14 I have given you in my previous one. 0 to 7 they all are acids. 7 are the neutral substances. From 7 to 14 all substances are basic in nature. So it will give you the measurement of acidity and basicity. So here we have completed our indicator topic. Indicators are the substances which we use to identify acid and bases, and there are different types of indicators. natural, olfactory, synthetic and universal indicators. Now we are moving to the next topic of this lesson, which is about salts, their types, some of the important salts and their uses. So moving to our next topic, it is all about salts. So here I have mentioned some of the characteristics of salts. Salts are the ionic compounds which are produced after the neutralization reaction between acid and base. While studying the types of reaction, I have mentioned you about neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction means it is the reaction between an acid and a base to form salt and water. Why it is called as neutralization reaction? Because salts are neither acidic or basic in nature. They are the neutral substance. So this is only mentioned in the next one. Salts are electrically neutral. The meaning of electrically neutral is it is neither having positive charge or not negative charge on it. There are number of salts, but sodium chloride is the most common among them. हम हर रोज नमक खाते हैं खाने के साथ, लेकिन सिर्फ नमक ही एक सॉल्ट नहीं है. इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे सॉल्ट हैं which we are studying in this lesson. And then you are really surprised, yes, this one is the salt. ये भी salt था, हमें तो सिर्फ सोडियम क्लोराइड के बारे में ही पता था. So, but sodium chloride is the most common among them. Sodium chloride is also known as table salt or common salt. Sodium chloride is used to enhance the taste of food. आपके खाने को स्वाद को बढ़ाने के लिए सोडियम क्लोराइड को यूज करते हैं. आप इमेजिन करो, एक दिन पूरा खाना मम्मी ने बनाया और उस दिन खाने में वो नमक डालना गलती से भूल गए. एंड यू टेस्टेड दैट फूड. आपको वो खाना बहुत ही अजीब सा लगा. बोलने लगे, मम्मी अरे क्या बनाया आज आपने, खाना बिल्कुल भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. एंड जस्ट बाय एडिंग सॉल्ट इनटू द फूड, द previous taste of the food is restored. So it enhances the taste of the food. Most of the salts are soluble in water. अगर आप पानी में salt को घोलोगे तो वो आराम से घुल जाता है. Solution of salts conduct electricity. Salts conduct electricity in their molten state also. While studying the passage of electricity in 8th standard, we have studied that from water we can't pass electricity, but just by mixing acid or base or salt we can pass electricity through that. So in the same way, if we dissolve salt into water, it can pass the electricity through it. So salts conduct electricity in their molten state also. The meaning of molten state is salts are present in the solid form. So if we want to pass electricity through it, it should be melted first and then it is passing the electricity through it. So these are the some of the characteristics of salts. Now to the next one. Classification of salts. Classification means what are the different types of salts. So here, as per your knowledge till now, you know that salts are the neutral substances. But salts can be classified into neutral salt, basic salt and acidic salt also. So here first of all I have shown you about neutral salts. Salts produced because of reaction between strong acid and strong base are neutral in nature. The pH value of such salts is equal to 7, and you know that 7 pH value is for neutral substances. Some of the examples of neutral salts are sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, potassium chloride, etc. So how neutral salts are formed? See, first of all, how salts are formed. Salts are formed by the reaction between an acid and a base. So the salt which is formed is neutral in nature. So here, if we do the neutralization reaction between a strong acid and a strong base, the salt form is the neutral salt, or either with the weak acid and weak base, then the salt form is the neutral salt. So here I have given you the example of NaOH, which one is your base, HCl, which one is the acid. You can see that NaOH, which one is the base here, HCl, which one is the acid here. As the result, it forms NaCl plus H2O. NaCl is the salt which is neutral in nature. So the acid which we used here is HCl, which one is the strong acid, NaOH, which one is the base, which one is the strong base here. So reaction between a strong base and a strong acid produces you the salt which is neutral in nature. So this one is how the neutral salt is formed. Now moving to the next type of salt, which one is the acidic salt. So how acidic salts are formed? If we do the neutralization reaction with a strong acid and weak base, the salt formed is acidic in nature, because which partner is strong here? Acid is strong, so the salt form is acidic in nature. The pH value, when you measure the pH of that particular salt, it is lower than 7, और 7 से कम है अगर, तो आपको पता है कि that substance is acidic in nature. Ammonium chloride is one of the example of the acidic salt. It is formed by the reaction between a base NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, which one is a weak base, and HCl, which one is the strong acid. So you can clearly see here the acid partner is strong. So the salt form is having the effect of this only. The salt form is NH4Cl, which one is ammonium chloride, and this one is your acidic salt. Now to the next one, basic salt. Salts which are formed after the reaction between weak acid, and now the partner base should be strong here. That's why the salt form is basic in nature. So the base should be strong here. I have taken the example of formation of sodium carbonate here, H2CO3, carbonic acid, which one is a weak acid. You can keep in your mind that carbonic acid is the acid which is formed in the cold drinks also. In cold drinks, carbon dioxide and water is reacting together to form carbonic acid there. And the base partner is sodium hydroxide, which is one of the strong base. So the salt form is basic in nature. It is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate and water is formed. So you can clearly see that there are three types of salts: neutral salt, acidic salt and basic salt. Salts are formed by the chemical reaction between an acid and a base. The partner which is strong, that type of salt is formed. If the acid is strong, the salt is acidic in nature. If the base is strong, the salt is basic in nature. Now we have to cover some important salts and their applications. Applications means uses here where you can use these salts. The first one is bleaching powder. The chemical formula of bleaching powder is CaOCl2, calcium oxychloride. Ca again for you people. Bleaching powder chemical formula is CaOCl2. Which one is calcium oxychloride? It is solid form in white in color. Bleaching powder can be easily identified by the strong smell of chlorine. You see, one of the element present here is chlorine, and chlorine is having itself very strong smell. So you can identify bleaching powder by that. Now, how do we form bleaching powder? Bleaching powder is formed when calcium hydroxide or slaked lime is there and the reaction with the chlorine gas. When we pass chlorine gas over calcium hydroxide, as the result bleaching powder is formed, and with that water is also formed. So this is how bleaching powder is formed, calcium oxychloride. Now uses of bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is used as disinfectant to clean water, moss remover, weed killer, etc. Bleaching powders are used to clean the water of swimming pools, the water parks, and wherever we want to disinfect the surfaces. As for example, in hospitals also it is used to sprinkle. Bleaching powder is used for bleaching clothes in टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री. सफ़ेद कपड़ों को और भी सफ़ेद बनाने के लिए टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में ब्लीचिंग पाउडर को यूज़ किया जाता है. It is used for bleaching wood pulp in paper industries also. Wherever papers are formed to keep the paper white in color, there also they are using bleaching powder. Bleaching powder is used as oxidizing agent in many industries such as textile industry and paper industry, etc. Oxidizing agent means the chemicals which help into the oxidation reaction. Moving to our next salt, it is baking soda. Very common name and very household name also, baking soda. The chemical formula of baking soda is NaHCO3. You can identify it as sodium bicarbonate also. The chemical name of baking soda is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda is obtained by the reaction of brine. Brine means whenever we are using 10% NaCl, it is called as brine. You can see here NaCl is used as the raw agent. So, by doing the reaction of NaCl, sodium chloride, with carbon dioxide, CO2, NH3 which is ammonia here, and water, as the result NH4Cl means ammonium chloride and sodium bicarbonate is formed. I have listed some of the uses of baking soda here. It is very household substance, so it is used in everywhere at your homes also, for baking industries also. So baking soda is used in making baking powder, which is used in cooking. Why they are using baking soda? Because on heating, baking soda releases carbon dioxide gas, and that carbon dioxide, जैसे आपने केक में इसको मिक्स किया and you put it into for baking into the oven or anywhere or microwave oven, then it gets heated and it releases carbon dioxide gas, and that carbon dioxide gas is trapped in between, and due to that the substances which you are making, they are fluffy in nature, and it is very soft also, soft and spongy. Baking soda is used as antacid also. Antacid means the substances which is used to release acidity. Sometime due to the excessive release of acid by stomach, we are having acidity, so it is we get rid of that from taking baking soda also. And baking soda is used as the raw material for fire extinguishers also. आग बुझाने वाली जो मशीन होती है उसमें somewhere they are using baking soda to release carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is used for fire extinguisher purpose. So till the time we have covered two types of salts. One is your bleaching powder and second one is your baking soda. The next one is washing soda. As its name suggested only, washing soda is used in washing powders widely. So washing soda, its chemical name is sodium carbonate. Its formula is Na2CO3, which I have mentioned here. Na2CO3 is the chemical formula of washing soda. It is formed by thermal decomposition of सोडियम हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट. सोडियम हाइड्रोजन कार्बोनेट कौन? आपका पहचाना वाला कौन सा? बेकिंग सोडा. सो बेकिंग सोडा का थर्मल डिकम्पोजिशन. थर्मल मीन्स जब उसको हम डिकम्पोज करते हैं बाय हीटिंग, इट इज कॉल्ड एज थर्मल डिकम्पोजिशन. सो योर बेकिंग सोडा, द प्रीवियस वन आपका पहचाना वाला बेकिंग सोडा है, उसको गर्म करोगे आप, देन इट रिलीजेस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस, water is formed, and as the result sodium carbonate. Here I have listed some of the uses of sodium carbonate. The uses are: it is used in cleaning of clothes, especially in rural areas. See, we are using the detergent powders which are already containing washing soda, but in rural areas people use directly sodium carbonate or the washing soda. The next use in making of detergent cakes and powders. Detergent cake means साबुन बनाने के लिए, कपड़े धोने का. In removing permanent hardness of water. Sometime, somewhere, the water which is hard in nature. Hard water means the water is having the salts already dissolved into it. And when you are using that particular water, it is not giving you the particular taste or the while you are using for it for the cooking food. खाना भी जल्दी से नहीं बनता है वैसे पानी में. Generally in hilly areas it is seen that. So for removing that permanent hardness of water, sodium carbonate can be used. It is used in glass and paper industries also. So the next one is plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris, in short form we called it as POP. POP or plaster of Paris. So plaster of Paris is obtained by heating of gypsum at 373 K. 373 K means it is in the Kelvin. Kelvin is one of the unit of measuring the temperature here. Gypsum is the raw material which is used while making cement also. Gypsum is nothing else, it is hydrated salt of calcium. So I have written here the formula of gypsum: CaSO4 dot 2H2O. This is the chemical formula of gypsum. While we are heating it, what temperature? At 373 K, we obtain CaSO4 dot half H2O. See, in the textbook, half is written in the manner of 1/2, but here in computer I have listed it by oblique sign. So it is half 1/2 H2O plus 1.5 H2O. So plaster of Paris, how it is formed? It is formed just by heating gypsum. What do you mean by gypsum? It is CaSO4 dot 2H2O. When we heat it, as the result, plaster of Paris is formed, which is CaSO4 dot half H2O. This one is the chemical formula of plaster of Paris. So it is formed and 1.5 H2O is released in this process. Plaster of Paris is again converted into the form of gypsum just by adding water into it. If we mix water with plaster of Paris, प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस में पानी मिलाते हैं कब? जब आप उसके लिए मूर्तियां बना रहे हो या उसको घर पे प्लास्टर करने के लिए यूज कर रहे हो. दैट टाइम यू आर मिक्सिंग इट विथ वाटर. So at that time when we mix water with plaster of Paris, it is again converted into the form of gypsum. So interconvertible form है. जिप्सम को गर्म करिए, प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस बनेगा. प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस में पानी मिलाइए, वो जिप्सम में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. आई हैव शोन अगेन हियर हाउ डू वी reform gypsum. CaSO4 dot half H2O, which one is your plaster of Paris, plus 1.5 H2O. Again it forms CaSO4 dot 2H2O, which one is the gypsum. See, since many years I have observed that while in the exam you have to write about plaster of Paris, but while writing the chemical formula of plaster of Paris, instead of CaSO4 you are writing CuSO4, which one is the copper sulfate, and I have to cut full marks of yours here due to the only change CaSO4. Instead of CaSO4 you are writing CuSO4, but it drastically change your compound. Ca means calcium, Cu means copper. So you have to keep in your mind that you should write CaSO4. आपको अभी लगेगा कि टीचर ये क्यों बता रहे हैं, ऐसा थोड़ी होता होगा, लेकिन ऐसा कई सालों से मैं देख रही हूँ. बच्चों से ये गलतियाँ बार बार हो जाती हैं. So you take care of that particular thing. Uses of plaster of Paris I have mentioned. Very common use in making of toys, designer false ceiling and statues also. फॉल्स सीलिंग बनाने के लिए घर पे इसको यूज किया जाता है. घरों पे एक सीलिंग होती है, लेकिन डिजाइन करने के लिए लोग उसमें फॉल्स सीलिंग करवाते हैं, विच इज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द हेल्प ऑफ प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस. एंड डॉक्टर्स ऑल्सो यूज प्लास्टर ऑफ पेरिस टू सेट द फ्रैक्चर्ड बोन. जब हड्डी टूट जाती है तो उसको सपोर्ट देने के लिए उसके ऊपर प्लास्टर चढ़ाया जाता है, and that plaster is fixed with the help of plaster of Paris. Doctors are covering that plaster by mixing water and plaster of Paris, and just by adding it to the plaster, it will provide the support to the fractured bone. So here our last salt is also ended. So here we have covered salts, their types. What are the different types of salts? These are neutral salt, basic salt, acidic salt, and we have given one example of it also. You can find out more examples of types of salt on your own. We had a discussion about different type of salts and their uses. As for example, we have discussed about bleaching powder, baking powder or baking soda, washing soda, and plaster of Paris. These are 4 type of salts. इन आपका खाने वाला सॉल्ट तो है, उसके अलावा ये भी सॉल्ट्स हैं. आपको लगता होगा कि ये क्या था, ये सॉल्ट कैसे हो गए, लेकिन these are also the salts. So these are the salts which are present here and we know the uses of them. एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से मैंने पहले ही जैसे पहले आपको बताया कि इस लेसन में से, ये सॉल्ट वाले पार्ट में से, एप्लीकेशंस, केमिकल फॉर्मूलाज एंड हाउ दे आर फॉर्म्ड इट वेरी important. So here we have ended the lesson. You just go through the lesson on your own, read the lesson and make the notes of the lesson. Just take a quick recap what are there in this lesson. So the lesson consists of acids, bases and salts, their characteristics, indicators, what are the different types of indicators, some of the common types of salts, their uses, how could we measure the acidity and basicity by using the pH scale, how can we use universal indicator to measure the pH, how can we use the color chart present on the pH paper to find out which one is the acidic and basic and what are the values of the pH here. So here some of the points which I have covered in this lesson. I hope so that you understand this lesson well. Try to understand on your own also. Take efforts from your side also. Best of luck by the time, and bye. I will be back with my next lesson to you people. Bye. Stay happy and healthy and feel relaxed. Bye.